Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the video. In this one we're going to be looking at Redshire and basically going to be showing you how you can hold maybe a 60% win rate on this map. It could be a little tricky for light tanks, but I never like to clickbait people and tell them go here as a light tank. Like, you're going to see a lot of people take these very aggressive positions on certain maps where it works maybe 1 out of every 8 or 9 times, like something like the EBR is doing, right? And he'll get into a bush and be unlit here in one of these people's videos, and this is just not realistic, guys. Trust me. I've played over 2,000 battles in the EVA 90. I'm telling you, you can get to these positions sometimes, but it is rare. You know, maybe 10-20% of the time can you make these positions work, like, for instance, knocking these 2 trees down right here and sitting in here. I've made it work actually almost half of the time, but now on Redshire, this position is not that good anymore because you have a ridge line here that blocks you from, basically, you can spot the heavies, but your tank destroyers are not going to be able to get shots here because of the way they balanced this map. I mean, it technically is balanced. It was kind of unfair for this team in a way, as they were able to get so many shots going this way, and the equivalent is not really, it's not the equivalent over here, right? So anyway, LT432 is pushing here. We're able to get an HE shell into him for 384, which is actually a high roll. And we're at 655 damage, 128 assist. How are you going to play Redshire, guys? What are you going to do on this map that is going to give you the advantage in a light tank? Well, you need to work these ridge lines. That's really what you need to do. I like coming to this bush. LT432 kind of knocked me out of it, but from this bush, you're able to spot here. From the enemy spawn, I always recommend people go to this bush line over here, right in here, because it's really helpful for spotting stuff that's in this area. But if you get up high on this bush line from the enemy spawn, you'll also spot all the heavies going this direction. At the very edge, you come to the very edge of this, and you can light everyone that's coming up this direction. And even though your teammates might not get any shots, I'm talking maybe already has shots, that's it. What's going to happen is you're still giving the team a lot of information. So just keep that in mind. So what we're going to do now is see how the west is left wide open. Now this is somewhat unique, but in a way it's very, very lucky too, because it makes this an easy win for us, and it makes it much easier for me to describe why winning west is important on this map. East is pretty important as well, but I find that winning the west of this map is actually what's usually going to win the game. And the reason for that is because it's very easy to defend against slow heavies from over here, from this spawn, because you have this entire bush line right here with all these trees, and you also have a ridge line here where you can poke up, and if you're ready for it, as long as you don't necessarily lose this, you can easily defend against a push from the side of the map. Even then, you also have all this back here, so if the push is not insane, where it's not like a 7v1 over here or something like that, and you just have a couple heavies you need to clean up, you can even come to this area right here, because there's a bunch of trees and there's a ridge line, right? Anyway, this is the main thing I want to show you guys, is coming to the mid on Redshire, and what you can do from here once... I'm talking specifically from the south spawn, but a similar play does also work on the from the north spawn going to the south. You know, you can basically do the same thing. You just don't have this giant bush and tree right here to knock. But look at what I'm doing here, guys. I come up, I knock this tree, and I get in this bush line. And what this allows me to do is actually spot people over here. You can spot people over here. You can spot people in this area. You're basically lighting the entire map from here, like the entire north area of the map. And we actually tracked the UDES. We got 1,500 track assist there, basically, for tracking him. Lynx is making a decent pass, trying to eliminate me, or just knock me out of this position, right? But it's not going to happen because I have this ridge line and we've won the west. So having a good fight in the west, trying to come to this midline, you can try poking up here and getting shots going this way at people on the west side, but try the west, guys. Try the west on Redshire. I feel like a lot of people just hang around this area too much as a light tank, and it does pay off. It will help spot people in this area and stuff, but I'm telling you, you really want to try and win these ridge lines so you can get up to the opposing ridgeline, right? If you're on the north spawn, you want to get here. If you're on the south spawn, you want to get here, because once you do that, you basically eliminate all of the enemy's ground, right? They have to then be back here, they got to be back here, they got to be out of harm's way, and it's basically just an easy win from there on. So we're going to clean this team up. I'm going to show you guys kind of me just rushing in here, and we go after the Artie, and we go after the Ferdinand and stuff. Sling a shell at the SC-130 there at full speed. We're getting the spotting damage. And look at the combined score, guys. I mean, we're doing a very good job. I see the Ferdy here, and I actually run past this guy for the moment as I want to go after the Artie. So he misses me here, and it's pretty lucky. So I'm going to come around him. Just come around him. You know, people are getting so many shots into him, I didn't even bother going for a shot there. And 900 assist for him, and then we come around the corner here. We're going to smack the M40. Unfortunately, the HE doesn't pen, which is kind of rare for this vehicle, but this guy's able to get the cleanup for 230, and that's the game, guys. But I want to show you, I always have to go back when I want to do the free replay camera, but I want to show you from the free replay camera just everything I was explaining to you, so you can see for yourself. Where is my free replay camera? Maybe it's not working for this patch. That's possible. Yeah, I guess it's broken or something. But regardless, guys, I can kind of show you on the map from here. What you're going to want to do is win these ridge lines. Yeah, it's really weird that the free replay camera isn't working for this patch. Because I definitely have it downloaded with Aslanes, but that's all fine, guys. So what you're going to want to do, especially from the south spawn, is win this ridge line and take this bush line right over here. You come up here, and I'm telling you, it makes this position ineffective. It makes even that you can spot people over here, you can spot people over here, and yes, on some games you're going to find difficulties in trying to win the middle of this map, right, guys? Like this area of the map, it's not necessarily easy to win. On this map, it was, because they left the west wide open, which again, like I said, makes it very easy for me to explain why it's so important in this particular replay and in this particular video. Again, I don't like to clickbait people. I like to show you guys what really happens in World of Tanks. I don't like you guys to see, oh, 15,000 spotting from this location in World of Tanks. I'm showing you the real games, guys, and the west was left wide open. Yes, you can call it an easy game for me, but I'm explaining to you guys why. I want you guys to know the why and the how and all that, and not just me showing you a 5400 combined, whatever this is, game. So that's how you're going to do it. Win these ridge lines. If you have to battle it out here, I would suggest you try it in a light tank. You can poke up on this ridge line here. You just have to be very careful, and you can actually get shots into people over here. And then just be mindful of taking this ditch, depending on where people are in this area. Because if you have a light tank in the bush line that I pointed out to you guys, I believe it's in this area here, then you might get spotted in the ridge, on the ridge line here, like actually in the ridge line, on the other side of this ridge line, and you can get whacked by TDs that are sitting over here. So you just have to be very mindful. In this replay, we didn't have that because those people just weren't there, right? It's kind of just like a 2 + 2 = 4 thing. I'm seeing people on the map and where they're getting hit and stuff, and I'm like, okay, there's no one in this area, there's no one in this area, like we're good to move up. It was just the Su-130 that was sitting over here at around B8. But that's how you are going to win on Redshire, guys. You really need to emphasize the middle of this map and the ridge lines, and not necessarily the west, but you're not going to be able to take this portion of the map without winning the west first. So there you go. I hope that helps you out on Redshire. And again, you can also experiment with this area over here. I'm just telling you guys, it's very risky. Risk equals reward in World of Tanks. You've heard me say this a million times, especially in a light tank. Risk always equals reward, guys. And the higher risk plays that you make, usually the higher the reward is. But then again, the higher the risk, and you could die early. And just keep that in mind. When you die early, you are not around to carry a game at the end. And how do people keep their win rates high? Usually they're staying alive till the end of the game. So you kind of have to mix and match the risk levels of the plays that you make, right? And this is a kind of a medium risk, medium reward kind of way of playing on Redshire. So I hope that helps you out on Redshire, guys. We'll get into the templates. Any questions you have, drop them below and I will answer them for you, all right? We actually had a first-class game that wasn't bad for this. 3663 spotting, 1883 damage, and again, well over 5,000 combined. Pretty good game, and here we are. We were top by experience, actually. The BZ had a very, very good game. He almost beat me there. And their Su-130s actually did a pretty good job. But where their one Su-130 was is not going to challenge you in the mid there. He was back too far aiming at the heavies on our team, basically, and you're not going to have any challenge with that because he just doesn't have the angle, right? So there you go, guys. Here's the detailed report. We fired 12 shots, hit 9, pen 7. Pretty average game, I guess, for the Hawk 30, but we did make a lot of coin. I love this vehicle for making coin because the view range is really high, but the AG hits so hard that you also get a lot of coin from all that damage that you're doing. And yeah, I run this thing with low noise exhaust, guys. CVS, optics, and this is what the crew looks like, in case you're curious. And that's all, guys. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them below and I will assist you. But I really like to try and give you guys realistic games and just show you where you can capitalize. And that is how you can do it on Redshire. So pay attention to the map, guys. If West is left wide open, take advantage of it. I'll see you guys for the next one. Thanks again for all the support, guys, the subs and everything. If you don't follow the Twitch channel, go ahead and follow the Twitch channel. That's in the description below and also on the home page on those little icons up on the top there. If you aren't subbed, guys, if you like light tank stuff, go ahead and subscribe. This is what I do. I've been doing this for years. I play a lot of light tanks and I really, really like helping people out with maps, with certain tanks, even just certain play styles of light tanks, because no light tank really plays exactly the same as the one next to it, right? So there you go, guys. Redshire, hope you enjoyed. Catch you for the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.